company, which was manufacturing machines and equipments for a food processing industry. Now here I am as a lecturer. My core area of experience had been in manufacturing. I'm most concentrated in the area of precision tools, molding tools and press tools for different components. Now in the course of that
Sir,
experience, yeah.
excuse me, sir, we are not audible now. Could you please increase your voice?
Can you not hear? Now can you hear? I think I have to, but I'm able to get a feedback from my colleague here, so the voice is audible. You can't hear it?
Yes,
Now
sir,
can you hear
we
me?
hear, but very low frequency.
Very low. Is it, do you hear a noise or only voice is less? 1 minute, let me just change the headset, just be on the track. 1 minute, huh? Confirm to me if that works well, okay? Yeah, now can you hear me correctly? Hello? Can you acknowledge my query? Are you
Yes,
able to
sir.
hear me correctly now?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just at one point of conversation with you where I was telling about myself, and in the work experience of more than 30 years in different industries, I have hired many engineers. I have given pink slip to many engineers. Pink slips means I have shown some engineers gate because of their non-performance. So on that experience, I'm going to share some insights to you so that it will help you to plan your career. Let us try to understand what it means. Let us try to see how do we plan. I assume most of you are in your second, third, and fourth year of engineering. May I know how many of you, just keep me waving. I just would like to know how many of you are in final year of your engineering. Yeah, maybe around 20-30%. Some people can wave the hand. I think I want to make it, yeah, 6 participants raise the hand. Compared to 54, I feel it's, I would say very low, but it's okay. Anyhow, the rest of the students will reach the final year in another 1 or 2 years down the line, so it will still be useful to you. So let us see how do we analyze what is the topic I'm looking at. Introduction and some definitions. Now we know what is a job. A job is the occupation that you have at any point of time. You are working like a teacher or a welder or a nurse or electrician or even a workshop operator. This is called a job. A career involves your lifetime progress of from one job to another. When you change, when you grow, when you become older, when you get experience, you have to start getting more responsibilities, learn more skills, and develop a more consistent growth, because that is what your life is going to run around. See, now you are just a fresh graduate and you are unmarried. You do not have more stakes except some obligation of bank if you have taken loan from the banks, or maybe you have to look after parents. But once when you get married, your demands will rise. Your family requirements will go bigger. That case, you should be ready. So you are carrying whatever job you are doing, you should have to strengthen it. You have to make it stronger. You have to become covering more areas of skill. So that growth, the definition is the progress. Actually, it should be progressing, means increasing on a yearly basis. That's what in a nutshell will be called as a career. So a career will have many jobs. You would have done many jobs. So it is important to know that you have to first see your short term as well as long term. Long term will become career, short term will become your job, what you are looking at. It also depends on what is it you are doing now and what you want to do tomorrow. Career is not only what you want to do tomorrow, what do you want to do next year, after the marriage, and after you become 30 years, after you become 40 years. So what should be your life like? So that is going to be decided based on what is your plan about your career. Career gives you the financial rewards. One is important thing is financial reward. That is not the only thing. That is one of the things. Sometimes, even though we get good salary, we keep the job change because we may need some other satisfaction. Maybe some of you may be interested to start your own industry. Some of you may be interested to run your own college, or maybe some of you want to do your a higher degree, high degree courses, and then join at a different level to the different companies. So all those are a part of your career, all the decisions you make. But every day you are actually analyzing your life with respect to what the career you have in mind. This is what we should be very clear about. What is job? What is the career? I think all of you are fairly clear now. So now let us see the present condition, the general observations about students of today's generation. I think most of you may agree. One of thing is most of the students do not plan for the future, except for the films. For the film, they will plan the release date. They will know exactly which theater they get. They will know who is the actor, who is the director. Everything they will know correctly. And they will plan which seat they get also in this theater, where they will get a good audio, which theater will give them a good picture. Everything they know very well, because that is the way that kind of observation should be extended to your life, the other aspects of life. So most of the students do not do that. That means they don't plan for the future, and they follow the crowd means many of the students, what do they do? 10 people are going, let me also follow in the same crowd. Maybe there was an ad, if you remember, there were many sheep are going, along with that one more set of sheep will go, and people have a tendency to follow the crowd. Is that good? Maybe in many of the times it's not good, because you have to draw your own path and choose by influence of others. Others may be your friends, your relatives, your brothers, siblings, or sometimes if you are married, your spouse. So they will influence your decision to pick up a job, career, some of the decisions you make. And sometimes the parents will put their verdict on you by force. So we will accept that. This is what is happening among the students, among you all. Maybe one of you, some of you may fit into at least one of the group of the observation here in terms of the decisions you make. Then get tempted by current trends, not only follow the crowd. There is a trend, say something like around 20 25 years back, the Xerox machine started giving profits, and you could have seen every shop, even it was a provision shop, even I have seen a temple had a Xerox shop in the corner of their building. So Xerox started giving them food. That was a trend. So that kind of trend setting students, most of the students will follow. Then jump into any career. Some students have got another condition. That is another situation. That is another observation is, any job they get, they are ready to work. Any job they get, they are ready to, because that will be difficult. One thing you should remember is, if you pick up any job you like, any job you get, maybe your career plan becomes a lot confused. So you may have to prepare yourself to pick up a correct job to match your career plan. Then they are lacking motivation. Most of you may agree. The motivation levels are very, very less. So very less, and maybe the influence of different things would have made the motivation decrease, and it would have dropped down. And many of the students live in a fantasy world. They see the films, the hero will always be a owner of an industry. I think you must have seen films, no, where many of the present day heroes work. Even if he's a rowdy, the film, he's the leader of a rowdy group. He is not a sub-level rowdy. A doctor, he will not be a doctor. He will finish MBA and he will start run an hospital. So in a fantasy world, but to reach there, what life is supposed to do, the film will have a director. They will have a story. The actor is paid to work that role, but you do not have anything like that. You have to plan your own life. That observation of general things about students will have to be kept in mind before we get into the next stage. Current trends among the students is 1 minute. There is some problem I have here. 1 minute, 1 minute. So lack of focus is one thing. Focus on quantity than quality. 1 minute, just be on the line. There is some problem. Can you hear me now? Okay. So The current trend is lack of focus on quantity than quality. That means all the systems around us is working on quantity. We want to, I think you must have seen the colleges putting ads that 8,000 students are studying in our campus, 100 students are studying in each branch, 300, the canteen has got 300 occupants facility. So quantity, what is the quality? The focus is not on quality, the focus is more on quantity in many of the places. And working for minimum targets, that means we don't put a big target. Sometimes I will give you the example of cricket. If you plan to go to the level of Tendulkar, at least you will end up close to second level batsman. But if you want to become a batsman for a Ranji team, maybe you will not even get to zonal level. So the target should be higher. It should not be minimum. We should not plan for passing in the examination, only 35%. Don't plan for pass. Plan for first class, then passing is guaranteed. If you plan for first rank, you will get first class. So your target should be not for minimum. So you have to that is the present kind. And quality check on food and clothes, but not on education. So whenever you buy a food, whenever you buy clothes, you will do so much detail into it, and you will get into detail analysis of that. But on education, actually, that kind of checking is not happening. We are somehow ignoring, not only you, the whole system around us, even in the house or in the college or anywhere you go, the discussion is not on the education. The analysis is not on the education. The analysis is not on the food and the clothes. And increasing competition, of course, that you must be very clear now. Everywhere competition is rising beyond the limit what you can digest, and everybody is going under rat race. They call it as rat race. So all the rats, we are like rats, we are going on competition. And in that, what happens is only the fittest will survive. This is a Darwin's theory. Whenever there is a clash, the fittest will survive. Fittest means not physically fittest. The better word can be the smartest will survive. The smartest will survive. So if you want to survive, we have to develop focus on how to become smart. Now let us see who is responsible for the situation. My analysis is first is students. The students themselves are responsible, because most of the times you question yourself, you are always studying for the examination, but professional degrees, examination is only like a milestone. But milestone is not a target in your life. Suppose you are going from your native to Hyderabad, you will have milestones on the way. So you will read the milestone and you will see how many kilometers are still left to cover. You can plan your lunch time, you can plan your break time, you can plan your refueling time. But getting a milestone is not a target. That is one part of the target. So you are actually, examination is one small target for your life. Examination itself is not life. You have to think that you have a life beyond that. So that is what students will think. Most of the parents are also responsible, because parents will infuse their targets on the children. That means whatever the parents miss, they expect the children to do it. I have seen many occasions where the parents did not have time to learn music. They wanted their son or daughter to learn. So in that, what happened was the son was forced to learn an instrument. He did not perform in the studies and he did not perform in the music also. Both he lost. So sometimes, most of the time, parents also will come to the contribution of the present situation. The schools or colleges, I don't want to add more here. Sometimes schools are responsible because they may not have sufficient faculty. They may not have the focus on mentoring the student. They may not have even time to clarify the doubts of the students. So majority of the schools and colleges fall into this situation. So all these one by one, then is society. You know very well society, that is, you can see in films how it is reflected. If we see quality of life being shown as very strong in the social media, naturally the society is a reflection of that. That is getting reduced. So that is also responsible. Government, of course, is a very, very distant reason, but of course, government in India has got hand in everything we do. So every activity we do, the running of the schools, the rules for the schools, the place where they should run the school, what facilities they should have, how many students they should have per teacher. So all these are set by the government. Even they are responsible because they don't implement. There are sufficient rules, but they don't implement. They don't encourage students, poor students or students from the community which are falling behind. They will not encourage. It is not reaching them. And people who have knowledge, they are not willing to help to change. So many people who have knowledge, who develop knowledge, they do not they do not indicate that they are willing to help others who are left over from the queue. That is lack of that kind of approach. And people who have been successful, you look at those people who are successful, very few will come to help the people who are running slow. People who have marched the gold medal standard, who would have gone to good situation, the levels of success in life, will not come to help the other slow runners in the game. So these are some of the sets of reasons who is responsible for the situation. Then if you list them, then you can distance how do you compensate. First, we should know any problem solving. No? We need to know what is the cause. So this is an analysis of finding out. This chart tells you who are all responsible. You find out in yourself who is responsible in case you are in a mess, who is responsible for your mess. But take the blame on yourself. Maybe you are majorly responsible. You have forgotten that your life is different. And of course, the last is people who can influence others for good. There are many people who have not been successful, but they have got a strong influence on the people who are running behind. They are they have to influence the rest of the students, rest of the people, which they are not doing. So now looking at this, now you know very well what is the present situation, who are all responsible, what is the need of a job, what is the set of jobs will give you the career. Now, why should we select a career? Now, let us see why. You have seen what is the situation. Now, see, you may ask, why should I worry about a career? Whatever job I get, I will do. Why I should worry about career? Now, let us see here. I think all of you must remember, all of you, it includes me. I am also born unique. I am the unique person in this world. So there is no other KJ Krishnamurti similar in this world other than me. So I am the only person who knows, who has got a different existence in the world. So everybody is unique. You have a different, you have a set of skills, set of strengths. We'll only focus on those two. Maybe you will have weakness. Don't show your weakness to others. You hide that weakness, but demonstrate your strength, because everybody will have a weakness. If weakness is an issue, for example, for a good batsman to be like the height should be around 5'5", 5'6", Tendulkar will never come to that, but he was still a world leading batsman. So weaknesses are there, but how are you going to compensate the weakness by increasing your strength level? So that is a combination. All those characters and features will become the unique. And another thing, you are spending, now you calculate approximately, you can see almost 40 years in our life, we are spending our time to earn our livelihood and comfort. When I say our livelihood, the our includes many people, your parents, your children, your spouse, all of their livelihood depends on you. In case if you are the breadwinner or the house head of the house, head of the family. So you are almost spending 40 years. So don't you want to take that seriously? 40 years of life you are going. And when you convert it to hours, if you take 20 hours a day, you will go to 80,000 hours a day. 80,000 hours of life is actually spent in earning and working to meet our comforts and requirements and commitments. Commitment may be building a house, commitment may be owning property, commitment may be settling in a city, commitment may be to go abroad and earn more money. So all those are to be spent, are to be earned only in the 80,000 hours what we have got in our life. So that is the amount of life we are spending. Then should we not consider selecting career as an important, which actually forms 40 years of your life? So is it not important? That is why we would insist that you have to plan your career. Career planning should have to start the moment you are able to think about yourself. So you have come to engineering degree, so you have a career, there is a career naturally laid to you. But if that career is suitable, you have to increase your strengths to go in that path. If not, you have to identify where can you strengthen your capabilities and where can you make convert it to your earning. That is the importance that you should look at when you are thinking, why should I build a career? I think the things are fairly clear to you as to what is the present situation, who becomes responsible, and what is the statistical representation of the problem. What I'm trying to say is, in many aspects, the problem can be told. I'm not trying to scare you all, telling a different way of putting the things in a dangerous way. But all you can remember is 40 years of your life. Even if you assume you will be living for 70 years, more than 50% of your life you are spending in earning. I have seen many occasions where people take voluntary retirement because they have worked for 35 years. They will take voluntary retirement. It is not that they are retiring themselves naturally, but they are putting themselves into that condition that they are fed up. They are actually strained so much. That means 40 years when you have got so much of life, if you plan, if you select a proper path to growth, it will actually be rewarding. Many people around you will get benefited, whether it's a boy or a girl. So the situation remains same. The kind of importance you have to give is also same. So now let us see, I will come to the group of people whom we are now interacting with. Who are mechanical engineers? I think some of you may know what is mechanical engineer. I think most of you know what is an engineer. No? Engineering is application of science principles for the problems of life. So an engineer solves a problem. A science graduate will help you giving data about how to solve a problem. He will conduct tests on materials. He will tell you the strength of the material. He will conduct the test on Young's modulus. He will conduct the test on optical transmissivity. He may conduct the test on how strong it is in torsion behavior. But an engineer uses that reading, uses that parameter, uses that result of the experiment for the solution of for a product. So an engineer actually handles the problems of life. Who are all mechanical engineers? Let us see mechanical in particular. Going by the definition of engineering, who is a mechanical engineer? Mechanical engineers involved in manufacturing of power producing machines like IC engines, steam and gas turbine, generators, and etc. They are working in that. Either they are working in the manufacturing of the machines or managing of the machines or disposal of the machines or in that activity or selling or marketing or even installation. All these power producing machines, mechanical engineers are involved. Sometimes generally I would say wherever materials are processed, whatever the industry, from food to temple, from clothes to shipbuilding, from normal cycle workshop to airplane building, wherever materials are to be processed, trust me, mechanical engineers are required. And anything you think about the life in the world now, whatever comfort you are going to get, basically most of them are through tangible products. Products means material, you will feel the product on hand. A mobile as on today needs to be a hardware device. So that particular material getting converted to the shape of a mobile, there are different components inside it. All of them will have to be handled by a mechanical engineer. So mechanical engineers involving with power using machines. You saw power generating machine, power using machines. Wherever power is used, mechanical engineers are involved. Maybe it is ventilation, HVAC we call it, heating, ventilation, refrigeration, and air conditioning. Machine tools we use, presses, molding and casting process, and many more. Even medical products manufacturing and medical products integration, maintenance of machines in the hospital. So all those could be a duty of a mechanical engineer because he is either involved in producing machine power or making use of it. They are also involving with other machines which are neither power producing nor power generating. Maybe they are instrumentation. Some machines which are meant for measuring or calibrating some records, they are also mechanical engineers are involved. So now when you see mechanical engineering, let us identify. Of course, I am moving through a little fast, I feel. So I'm trying to cover the entire aspect of how mechanical engineers can plan their career. I'm trying to give a lot of insights. Maybe you have to do a little more study through internet. You will get a lot of information about all the topics I have covered here. You can read and understand and make your own way of looking at things. So core areas of mechanical engineering. What is the core strengths, core concepts? One is understanding the mechanism, concept. A machine, if it is a power building machine or a power producing or power using machine, he must have to know, mechanical engineer should know mechanics. That means what the material, the forces, how they behave, kinematics, the linkages, thermodynamics, the heat and its transfer, materials, how the materials are processed. Different material will have different properties. So remember one thing, for a mechanical engineer, for any engineer, materials, no materials is a rejection because we identify a material for a property. We don't consider gold as suitable for all applications. We cannot make a gear by gold because gold is unfit for a gear. Gold is very expensive, but it cannot work like a gear component. So we need a different material for it. So even though expensive metals are there, cheap metals are there, variety of rates are there, for a property we are identifying. A mechanical engineer will have to know the material science knowledge and structural analysis. When force is applied, how they deflect, how they move, how they respond to the applied force, how they deform, and how they, after some amount of time, how will they fatigue. I think most of you may be familiar. If you take 1 kg of load, what is the capacity of weight carrying in your physical strength? Maybe some people may have, they can lift 5 kgs, some people may lift 10 kgs, but in a class, one student said, I can lift 1 kg because it depends on how many hours you want me to carry. Can you carry 10 kgs for 10 hours? No, 1 kg you can carry for 10 hours. So the structural analysis indicates the type of loading, how long you are going to load. In that condition, how long it's going to work and how long it is supposed to work. So we cannot imagine, we cannot visualize that the part will not fail. Remember, part will fail. Parts will fail. That is only a question of what is your design analysis, how it has been conceptualized, and how it has been brought to life. So based on the gap, the failure will be sometimes untoward, means we will not be aware, it may be sudden, or it may be a planned failure. A use of softwares, mechanical engineers these days, they cannot live, any engineer cannot live without software. Why engineers? We can tell anybody, even a temple pujari also needs to know, a purohit also needs to know software. Even hospitals, they need to know software. Physical administration, public administration, they need to know software. Government, they need to know. Softwares are required in mechanical engineering. We use CAD, computer aided design, and we do simulate. So the mechanical engineer need to know that tech. And engineering management methods, that means you have got a product manufactured, the people involved in manufacturing needs to know what is the time scale it is manufactured, who are all involved in manufacturing, how much life the each part will have, how much life the product will have, how are we going to manage that. It is not purely working with the metals, but working with the information about the materials and the process to make the product better. See, any product that is coming to your hand, no, you always visualize there are several engineers who have worked on it, and it was an idea of some persons one day. When you get a mobile, maybe around 3 years or 4 years or 10 years down the line, somebody thought about that mobile. So that has come to reality, passing through all the stages of manufacturing, all the stages of design, then design converting it to a model drawing going to part drawings, then going to assembly, then getting manufactured, then getting assembled, integrated, tested, and approved, channeled through a distribution system. That means it may come, suppose if it is manufactured from US, in US it has to come through ship to India, it has to be channeled through transport, it has to come to the dealership, that dealer has to sell you, and you should get an information that the product is available. See, so many people are involved in giving you that product. So that is actually how the mechanical engineer will have his presence in life. Now let us see what are the skills required for a mechanical engineer. One of that is effective technical skill. Technical skill, what I said is what you saw just now. That is the concept of the materials, mechanical, the forces, the structural analysis, all those can be grouped into science and technical skills. We should have a effective method. Trust me, any mechanical engineer is supposed to, his knowledge will compose 40% about materials. So you must have to know material. It is something like a cook, no? I think you must have seen in your home, your mother may be involved in cooking, or your sister may be involved, your spouse may be involved if you are married. So just look at the way they select the material. They know about the material. If not, cooking cannot happen. Or if they cook, you cannot eat. So technical skills include the material and the processing knowledge, ability to work under pressure, because in the industry when you come, there will be a lot of pressure. Only you should be able to take the pressure. I think all of you may have noticed, in the same condition, some of the people will work very well, but some of the people will fail. I think in cricket is a good example. There are some people who are very good in handling pressure, so they are sent in the last down, or some people are very good in handling the initial tension. So good opening batsmen will have to wear out the bowlers. So they have to work under different grades of pressure. The engineer should have to have that. Problem solving skills, this is very much necessary for any engineer, because an engineer is basically giving solution to a problem. That is what an engineer does. So you should be able to solve a problem. A teamwork means, I have told you an example of mobile reaching you. There are so many people involved, so many people will be a part of your team. So you should be ready to work in a team. So you should be a part of the team. Creativity, if you are, one of the skill is creativity, something new you have to think. You should be creative, you should create ideas. There are facilities to bring it into product now. Interpersonal skills, that means along with the teamwork, how do you communicate with the upper person who is next to you, that is senior to you, and how do you communicate to your people who are next to you down the line. So operators and supervisors, how do you communicate? So that interpersonal skills, you must have got that to your usefulness. Verbal and written skills, you may have to write some report, you may have to communicate, you may have to prepare reports, you may have to give presentations. How do you prepare that? That skill you need to have. Let us see now, in all these we are telling the word skill. Anybody knows what is skill? Skill is actually the combination of ability to do work, the knowledge to do work, and the willingness to do work. So if you are willing to do the work, the knowledge and the capacity to do work will supplement that you can work. Suppose you have got very good knowledge to do the work, but I don't have the physical capacity. I know how a horse to ride, how to ride a horse. Means I know how to hold the belt, how to sit on the horse, how to sit and jump on the horse, and how to kick it to go, how to stop, how to stay. Everything I know theory. But if I am not even 3 feet tall, how do I jump onto the horse? Physically, I should become capable. The horse, when it is moving, it will be moving up and down. So you should be able to take that. You should know how to manage that. So you should know how to do, and you should have the capacity to take that. And last but not the least is you should be willing to do that work. I may have knowledge, I may have capacity, but if I am not interested to do, it will not work. You must have seen many batsmen. Tendulkar many times got out. Maybe for some reason is that day he must have had some other emotional pressure, something which was beyond his control. So that willingness on that day was not present. So that's why he must have seen some of the times when that strong players fail. The commentators will always say that the senior batsmen are not willing to play, are not willing to contribute to the team. That is because the skill they don't comment. They know he is skilled. Capacity, that is also very well known. But the willingness is missing, means totally put together, that day your skill level will be less. So if you want to be told that you are skilled, you should have all the three. About a work, you should know how to do, you should have the capacity to do, and you should have the willingness to do. And of course, commercial awareness, it is not only for engineers. Everybody should know, should have a commercial awareness. That means the financial aspect of every activity you do, the commercial involve, the factor about the process, the mechanical engineer need to know. Now, where can mechanical engineer work? See here, there is a car building, there is a product design team, somebody is developing a model, this is an aircraft building, consumer durables, and this is also consumer durables of a different brand. So they are all involved in manufacturing, like I said, aerospace, then automotive industries, biomedical, which are actually involved in manufacturing machines, equipments for the medical surgery and the treatment in the medical team. Consumer durables like washing machine, TV, fridge, in all those areas, mechanical engineers required. Construction and building, even there also engineers, mechanical engineers involved, because the machines are involved to work, materials are moved there. Defense, railway in India specifically, railway is a very big place of work for mechanical engineers. Then processing industries, means food processing, chemical processing, pharmaceutical, textile, all those could be conversion of material from one form to another. In all those industries, mechanical engineers are involved. Which companies will hire? So aerospace industries, I think most of you know aerospace industries, HAL is there. Now many aerospace industries are appearing in the market for manufacturing. Rafael, you would have seen Reliance is involved. Then Tata is involved in manufacturing some components for the Airbus. So many local companies are there which are actually having the capacity to produce parts. There are all those places you need mechanical engineers. Automotive industries, then construction and building industries, Indian armed forces and defense industries, because that is a place where technology and the material and the mechanical engineering requirements are very severe and very huge. Manufacturing industry, manufacturing of anything, mechanical engineers, companies will hire them. Engineering consultancies, there are many software driven companies which are actually taking the problem from different countries, different customer, and they are trying to provide an engineering solution to their problem. So those companies can be called consultancies. So there are many companies, more than lakhs and lakhs of people are working all over the world in those companies where the solutions are provided. But still, even though they are in front of a computer and working on a software, they are working to the problem like a hardcore mechanical engineer. Then energy utilities, where the energies are used. Government agencies, many government agencies are there where the mechanical engineers are going to be recruited. They are useful in the government departments. Biomedical industries, machine tool industries. This is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So all these industries, they need. Many more can be listed. I have deliberately left some of them because you can pick up to suitable to your taste of application. Textile industries are there, food processing industry is there, pharmaceutical is there. So many such industries, all the industries where material is converted from one form to another, the industries need mechanical engineers. So opportunities in manufacturing, what are the different processing opportunity? Manufacturing means working with machines. Production and fabrication means sheet metal components, or maybe there is welding involved, integration of parts and assembly. Then packing and transporting, even there also mechanical engineering graduates are having opportunities to learn and work. Logistics, we call them. Supporting functions, they are all direct, they are directly core functions of a company. Many more are there, but I have not listed all of them because Maybe some of them you feel it different to differentiate. Quality and inspection, stores and purchase. Stores and purchase also needs mechanical engineers, because whenever the material is bought, when the designer tells to bring a material, the purchase man should know what does it mean. He has to understand. So he must be a mechanical engineer. Many of the places in purchase, we have got many mechanical engineers. Planning, costing estimation, because he should understand the manufacturing process. Engineering and industrial engineering, where there is a drawing control, then the process control departments, design and simulation, like what I said before, the product design, and then simulation means field conditions are simulated in the software and results are analyzed, and a final decision is made on how to make the product perfect. Even sometimes HR also will have mechanical engineers. And sales and marketing, installation and servicing is a very big area for mechanical engineering, because that is a field engineering, field service. If some people are happy doing it, that's a very good career path to pick up. Then technologies, okay, I'm just trying to throw a lot of information to you. Please bear with me, because I want you to understand how it goes. Technologies are many machines are there, general machines which you have seen in your workshop. Lathe will be there, milling machines will be there. There are some non-conventional. NCM means non-conventional machine, SPM means special purpose machine, GPM means general purpose machines. So non-conventional machines means materials are processed. Many different materials are coming to the world, which are very, very hard. So they will have a non-conventional force. There is no mechanical force involved. Electrical energy can be used, or chemical energy can be used, or plasma can be used to cut, process, remove, add materials. And mass production machines, injection molding is for producing plastic part, and plastic processing, even sheets of plastic can be made. Sheet metal press work, jigs and fixtures means jigs and fixtures are equipment or devices used for holding a job while machining or inspection or measurement. So that kind of devices, the area of technology will be there. Die casting is forcing material, molten metal in pressure to die, where the material will be cast. Metal injection molding, extrusion is forcing the material through a die, getting the continuous section. Rolling means between the two rollers, materials are passed and it will become flat. Something similar to what you roll chapatis. Same, that is also rolling. Quality management stream, so you will have many systems like ISO, TS, special product and system standards, because every product will have a standard. I think most of you know every electrical product will have an ISI mark. That is a result of a quality management method. So that product will have to meet that definition. Then the product is certified to be fitting that particular standard. Like that, many products will have that kind of a standard. Fabrication and welding. Powder metallurgy means some of the metals can be brought into powder shape, then they can be pressurized to fuse, and they can be sent to a furnace to go to the melting temperature. So fusing temperature, they will fuse to become a solid part. So additive manufacturing, this is a very, very new coming technology. Also, it has been getting established in many places. 3D printing means the all other machining process so far we saw today was you have got a bulk of the metal, you will remove the extra material and you will get the picture of the part. You will get the part finally. But in additive manufacturing, you will not remove material. You will keep on adding the material to get the part. So this is the additive manufacturing is called. Any other process where the material is removed is called subtractive manufacturing. So now let us see, I'm just going to take a few minutes on the two very, very important process of manufacturing, which is injection molding and sheet metal part. Injection molding, most of you would have heard. That is actually the very word says injection and molding. Molding means molten material given a shape in the liquid condition, then allowed to solidify. So even metal also can be molded. Many materials can be molded. Injection molding is you are actually injecting that molten material into a cavity in high pressure, because that material will not flow. They are very difficult to flow. You must have heard about the physical concept called viscosity. Some materials are very, very viscous material. They are very viscous material. I think you know when materials flow, there are two ways, laminar and turbulent. So viscous material most of the times will go in laminar flow, means they flow in layers. And in turbulent flow, thin materials will go in turbulence. Because they don't have shear resistance. They allow crisscrossing of the layers to pass through them. So injection molding mostly is suitable for plastics, because plastic as a material is wonderful. I'll show you one or two slides to help you understand what the range of parts injection molding can produce. See, this is the bonnet of a car open. So many parts are made of plastic. So many parts are made of plastic. I will tell you one more interesting data. In 2015, the data is available. Of all the materials used in conversion in the US, of all the materials, plastic was coming to somewhere around 35%. So 35% of the materials used were plastic. And in that 35%, the variety of parts made was more in injection molding. Almost 60 to 70% was done in injection molding. That is the versatility of the process. You see, this is a part, you can see a helmet. Many of the parts are made in injection molding. This is a cable tie. You must have seen this actually in your day-to-day shop. Most of you would have seen, not only seen, used also, comb. I'm only trying to show you the variety. It is not that, see, look at any plastic part that needs a tool. Every part needs a different tool. So many parts are there in the world, so many tools are necessarily there. That is the opportunity. What injection molded part, what is the versatility? It can produce very, very simple and complex parts. See, this is a frisbee disc made by injection molding. This is a connector housing made by injection molding. Both are process is same. Then this is very, very complicated. Actually, if you zoom it up, you can see in the honeycomb, there are small holes there, very, very small holes. So that also can be molded by injection molding. Process is same. The molten plastic is injected into the mold under pressure and allowed to cool, and it is ejected out. That is injection molding. But look at the way versatility, simple and complex, or it can be flexible. This is the rubber part. Actually, it's very, very soft. This is also injection molded, and this is very rigid part. So rigid parts can be made. Then comes the part can be transparent, means light will pass through. It can be transparent, or see here the top slide, the same part is made in different colors. So you can also have colored part in the same mold, same shape, you can get color. And in the same part, you can have multicolor. This is one part having each part having different color. But here in one assembly, in one part itself, you have got two materials, two colors. So you can have double material. Then very small parts like watch parts, instrumentation parts, they are all very small. Actually, the top gear, what is shown here, is almost 3 mm in diameter. 3 mm. I think you can visualize 3 mm. It is just around 3 mm. And look at the big part here. This is a chair made. This is also done by injection molding. Then another versatile is they can be molded with hole. You don't need to drill so many holes. In molding, you will get so many holes. Or you can have spring effect, like a snap effect. In some of the enclosures, you will see if you press, it will lock. It will make a clicking sound. It will lock. Even that part also can be molded in injection molding. Then foamed part. I think you must have seen a tumbler which is very light. Actually, it's a foam. Air bubbles are there in the part. That foamed part can be made, or solid part can be made, like what you saw before. Now, what actually happens in injection molding, to repeat, this is the input material. It is melted, pressurized, and sent into a mold and allowed to solidify, and you will get the part. For different application, you can make different parts. So these are the type of parts. This is the part used in a car. That's all injection molding. This is one simple sketch of a simple molding machine. The material is added here. There is a tool here. The molten material is pressed here. It solidifies and takes the shape. This is for a continuous production. A computer will be there to control everything of the machine. When will it open the mold? When will it close the mold? How the material is pumped in? What is the pressure built up? How long the pressure is going to be there? What should be the temperature? Everything is controlled by the computer. So computer numerically controlled machines are there in injection molding of various capacity. The process includes melting of plastic, injecting the melted plastic and with pressure into a mold, which will have the shape of the component, and cooling the plastic melt is what the injection molding refers to, and ejecting the plastic part. See, we cannot mold and just fry it like a dosa or chapati. It has to be smoothly coming out without damage. It should flatly come out. So this is the in nutshell about what is injection molding. So we will have, let us see what the machine will do. The machine will do opening and closing of the mold. It melts the plastic, it fills the material with high pressure and speed, and it actuates the ejection mechanism. Ejection is a stroke, it will eject the part. What does the mold do? Because injection molding will have a machine and a mold. A machine can have many molds, but a mold is for a specific part. Each part will have a different mold. So what does the mold do then? The mold will have to direct the melt to the cavity. See here, this is the entry point of the plastic. Through the channel here, it will go and come to the component area here. So the melt will be directed in the mold by a path, like a road. It will go along the path. That's what the mold does. It should direct the plastic melt to the cavity, the impression there. There is a gate here that enters the cavity chamber. Then it should cool the plastic part. That means when the plastic is entering into the mold, it is hard plastic, melted plastic, high temperature. It has to be cooled. Only while cooling it will become solidified to become a solid part. And that will give the part shape and tolerance to the part. The shape will be given, size will be given, finish will be given, and tolerance range will be given by the tool. And ejection finally happens to the part in the tool itself. You can see one small hole here where I'm moving the cursor. They are actually ejector pin. We call it as ejector pin. That means after molding, the pin will push the component out of the mold, so it will get ejected out. This is what a mold does. But trust me one thing, tool design for a particular part is a very, very challenging, complex, interesting, demanding, and very good way to work on a injection process or a manufacturing process. This is what a mold looks like. This is the outer shape of the part will be given, inner shape of the part will be given. When both are close, you will get the component types. In reality, this is a mold. It will have a guiding mechanism. There is a internal detail is given here. Another part is this way. The outer detail is coming on this part of the mold. When they are closed, plastic is injected, that is solidified and ejected out. So you'll get a part. This is one simple animation. See here, opening, ejecting out, and that is how a tool works. This is a simple tool. This is a part produced. This is a simple tool. So it has got one side here, one side here. One gives outer side, another gives the inner detail. This is a fairly complicated tool. It is also for a single part, maybe two parts. So this will also manufacture tool. There are mold tools which are actually working like a machine. Molding tool itself will be like a machine. So they are very, very expensive. Sometimes the molding tools are more expensive than the molding machine itself. This is one shot of mold every time we get. I think this you remember very well. It is a spoon. This is a knob used. This is a type of output by a molding machine. This I will pass through. Let us see sheet metal part. Sheet metal part actually delivers mechanical force. The presses will deliver mechanical force. It works on the sheet metal based on the area the force is applied. The mechanism will actually transform the material, which will change the shape of the part. So sheet metal has been with man for several thousand years. The very first sheet of metal made by man was gold sheet. By hammering, a solid block of gold was made into sheet, and that sheet could be converted. It can be cut, bent, formed, given any shape. So that way, actually, the sheet metal technology is known to man for several hundreds and thousands of years. So the presses will deliver the mechanical force. They will give the force required. How much force is required to deform? You know, stress strain diagram. For you want to deform a material, so if you have elastic module within that limit, if you want to apply force, you apply force, it will bend, you take out the force, it will come back. So that is the elastic limit. When you want to deform permanently, apply a force beyond the elastic limit. So the press will deliver that force. So based on how much area you have to do, that press will have to be designed, will have to be selected to suitable level of tonnage. So die and punch transfer the force to the sheet metal. The sheet metal undergoes transformation to a shape of the drawing. Let us see range of presses. This is by a hand you can operate. This is by a completely fairly high controlled machine. So this is another hydraulic press. This is a double column type of. These are all giving very huge tonnage. There are presses which will give 2,000 tons, 3,000 tons, 4,000 tons press that will work on 10 mm sheet, 10 mm plate. It will work on, so it can deform that material. So what are the types of material used in sheet metal? In injection molding, you saw grains and part came out. Here the sheet is this. This is coming from the rolling mill. The sheet is passed between, the metal is passed between rollers. You will get the thickness like a sheet. That sheet is used as a raw material to convert to this part. This is actually what is called sheet metal work. This is the input. This is the completed part. What are the types of operations? In sheet metal, by only one stroke of the press, many operations can be done. These are the types of operations while cutting is involved. Shearing, cutting by a knife. Blanking means a shape is taken out. Piercing means making a hole. Notching means in the end of the sheet you will make a V groove. Trimming means on a shape you will actually remove some material to give a perfect shape. So parting up, separating two sheets. Perforating means making many holes. Dinking means the different process where soft materials are processed by dinking tool. Lancing and lowering actually are used in ventilation holes. for the part. So there are some form. This is actually cutting operations. This is blanking operation. Say this is the piercing operation. You can see the animation here. This is what it does. This is actually notching operation. Then this is actually trimming, what we do here. So there is already a cut part and you are removing the extra material. This is actually parting operation or slitting operation. This is called the lowering and lancing operation. So this is actually going to give, this is actually lowering operation where it will give ventilation holes to the part. There are forming operation. You saw cutting operation. Forming means the part is not getting separated. They only deform. That means you have to apply force not touching the fracture force in stress strain diagram. So if you apply that force, you can get parts this way. You can bend like this. This is a car body, and this is a cup plate or a culinary plate or used in the kitchen, or this can be hemming. The sheet is bent one over the other. Then this is two sheets are joined, and this is actually a cup drawn. A sheet metal disc is converted into the form of a cup. So this is a coining operation. So all these are done on sheet metal operation. Here what happens in this group of operation, the metal doesn't fracture away. The sheet actually gets deformed by the application of force. There is a change in the geometry of the part. So that way you will get sheet metal part. So this is actually when we see the part here, this one part is having several operations. One is piercing, two is planishing, making the diamond hole here, and three is actually notching operation, and four is actually bending. By performing these operations, the part will become complete. That means some of the times the part may have 70, 80, 100 operations to be done to make the part complete. But ultimately, to get the particular feature, shape, or size on the part, a particular operation is necessary to be selected. So this is one tool where the parts are very, very complex. This is called a progressive tool. This is the entry of the strip. This is the finished part. So one tool, in every stage, the part will move one by one. It will be indexed every stage. Each stage will do one operation. So by the time it finishes full travel, the part will be ready. But every time one operation is done on the part somewhere in the tool, continuously it is done. That is called a progressive tool. So this is a progressive tool. So this is a simple sheet metal die. Each time one part is put here, a stroke is performed. It will perform one operation. Then you will have to take out the component, put another component there, then perform the stroke. This is single stage die. And the one what you saw is multi-stage. That means you load the strip here. When the machine is performing, the strip will be moving one by one to the next stage. By the time it comes out from the other end, it will have completed all the operations. The part is ready for use. So sheet metal part. Trust me one thing. Why we have covered these two is, for any idea to become a part, if you select by plastic, that is the cheapest cost for the part. Any other material will be expensive. If you want to do it in metal part, because sometimes you need electricity to be conducted through the part. In that time, metal to be used. If you are able to design the part by using sheet metal, that is the cheapest metal part in any processing. So when you are producing part, remember these two. You could think of in a better way to do. This is one progressive die for an auto part. Now sheet metal, how is the quality you can maintain? The material properties like composition, what is the composition of the material, how is it formable? Then we will have the type of press we have used, the type of machines used, stamping dies, the operator, how is he loading and unloading. Then what is carrier planning? Let us come there now. We have seen the carrier planning. I have shown you two technology areas. Whether it is interesting or challenging, it is left for you to do a little more analysis. And of course, you can talk to us whenever you feel there will be a contact detail available to you. Carrier planning is a process for identifying what you are good at. Now you would have seen the product there. So you can see the product design, product manufactured, all those can be your career planning can go around that path. Knowing what are your skills, how are you best, what is your talent, do you have patience to solve problems, do you have patience to identify signs, the role of mathematics, and if you have got the capacity to analyze the process, you have patience to handle many people, all those can help you to plan your career. Identify where are you strong. Are you good in sketching? Then you can do industrial design. Are you good in having patience to think of concepts, think of mechanisms to a solution? You can become a design engineer. Or you can become a planning engineer if you are able to analyze the process, have the patience to interact with the vendors. Matching your skills, that means whatever skills you have listed, match to whatever existing job you are going to get, match that. See if you are matching. If you are not happy working with figures, don't go to a bank. If you join a bank, every day you have to handle only figure. Sometimes money will come through your hand. Otherwise, only you have to handle figure. If you are not happy with that, never go to a job, a banking job. Matching your career goals to your financial needs, because most of the time this is where most of the time we miss. We have to identify what is the financial need and match our career to match that, to go support that plan. And of course, whenever you are matching your career goals, look at the educational needs. Like you said, I said just now about injection molding and tool. If you identify an institute like us, which is called NTTF, we train you to design the tool to manufacture a part. We train you. We give you the educational support to learn that skill. So the industry needs that, you will get a job. So your career starts effectively when you get the proper educational needs satisfied. So, and you have to make a good decision. Good decision means which helps you better. It should contribute to you better in the long term, should not do anything damaging to anybody. That is the fundamental thing about being correct in your decision. Finding ways to meet your educational and financial needs on your schedule means you have identified educational need. There are financial needs which are going to come, means there are facilities to get that financial needs covered. You have to distinguish your expenditure and investment. If you put money today, if it is going to give you benefit for the entire life, then that is called an investment. Suppose you buy a mobile, it is not an investment, because 1 year down the line you will have to change. It is not going to change your life for benefit. If it is going to change, then it is an investment. Otherwise, it is an expenditure. So it is a deliberate planning to know how we are to work, what we should become in our life, and listing how we can do it. That is actually called planning. You should know what you want to become. You should list out what opportunities are available, what are suitable to you. And when you match them, you identify a path of how to do. Career planning includes what to do, how to do, and of course, when you have to do. If you are in the final year, there is no other time better than today. So you identify where you can work, you interact with the people who have got the sufficient information about it, get your ideas in place, get your plans in place, identify where you can learn. So then you will get ready to face the life as a confident engineer. That's what actually career planning should have to benefit ultimately. So how to plan? Like I said, you have to self-assessment, you have to list whatever you have got the skills, available options, set goals to your career. That is step 3. Develop and implement a strategy, how you are going to work. When do you want to join a PG college? When you want to join engineering? Which college you want to join? These are all the implementation of a part of the career. Then review. When you join, when you decide to join, review that. Is it okay? Should you do some corrections there? You will have to do. This way actually career will have to plan. It is not that you have to plan your career for the remaining 30 years now itself. At least you have a broad plan. So anyhow, you cannot, when you are joined engineering, I'm very sure you cannot become medical. You will always be an engineer in a different field. So where do you like to work? So that you can continue, and in that line, you always can get a good growth to help you get better in life. All what the government agencies are presently, they are doing wonderful job is developing a skill, develop a team meant for helping you identify skill. So skill should be developed. Why skill is required? Because it will make your life better. So by associating with the NTTF, an institute what we have where we train, give training for engineering graduates in postgraduate levels. After your engineering degree, you can come here. So when you join us, you will learn about press tool, you will learn about mold tools, you will learn about die casting tools, jigs and fixture. Learn means not just the concept, you will do design. When you finish the degree, actually, if a part is given, you can design the manufacturable molding tool or press tool. GD&T and gauge design you can do. You will also learn about product design by using ergonomics, means how a man can work on a machine. So if a machine is to interact with a man, then how is the machine to be designed? You know very well, a bike braking lever should not be strong so that nobody can operate. It should have to match the human dimensions. Quality management skills will be taught to you. Design for manufacturing, design for assembly skills, CAD CAM, industry experience faculty. See, all the faculties here, most of us, we have worked in the industry. We are teaching you the technical skills. So whatever we have learned, is actually your learning is from horse's mouth. Special trainings will be given to you in communication skills, because these days communication is one of the major weakness of engineering graduates. That also very important. And of course, we are providing you excellent placements. Means the companies come here to search for good engineers. So we tell them that we have got our engineers trained, you pick from here. So they come and pick. Almost 99% in the first attempt itself, they will get their job. And of course, last but not the least is NTTF is there in the market for several years and several countries around the world. You are a part of a huge network. So your association will become very, very strong by associating with us. So product design, this is what you do. Then this is the die cast process. And that's how actually I just wanted to share my information to you. I hope it has been a rush through. So I would please excuse me if I am forcing many information in very short duration of time. I can take one or two questions because I find there is short of time. If you have any more questions, I think you can send it to the person who has sent you a link. He will forward the question to us. Thank you again. I especially thank for people who have given opportunity for our institute through me to give a session to you to address you all. I hope this will be a triggering point in your life to define a correct path of growth to you. All the best. Take good care, because you are the future of India, particularly the engineering student, because engineers build the nation. Always work on that and you will succeed well in life. All the best. Thank you. Yeah, anybody has any question? I can take one or two questions.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Rambabu, and where is this institute and how can we join through?
No, our institute is in Bangalore.
Okay, sir.
There is a website, NTTF. You can hit it in Google. If you hit NTTF, you'll get the first page. So you can visit that website and you will get all the information about our institute.
Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Or the Skill Development Council who has sent you a link, you please ask them to send you an email ID or a contact number. They will be able to send you the contact number of one of my colleague by name Mr. Prashant. He will be able to guide you to get a better decision.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else, please? Do you have any question? I think
Mr. Sunil, are you there, Mr. Sunil?
Yeah, sir. He will come in within 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, madam, can we wrap up the program?
Yes, sir. Please wait, sir. I will send 1 second, sir. Sir, I will send feedback form, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead, madam.
Yes, sir. I will send feedback form, sir. Please wait 2 minutes.
can we get one gentleman, Venkat Raz, has asked, can we get a certificate for this presentation? I think you have to contact the authorities who have sent you an email. They will be able to give you that.
A lot of people are asking how to join and all these things. So I've just put my number there. My name is Prashant. Put my number. It's 9035159384. So if you are interested, you can also reach out to me. right? Okay, you can take my number from the chat box. And we also have our website nttftrg.com. NTTF is Nettour Technical Training Foundation. We have been in this training for the past 20-25 years in PG school. And if you take NTTF as an origin, it dates back to 1960s. So we are a well-established institution. One of the things I would like to add is, if you see nowadays, even doctors, right after they finish their MBBS, they don't directly go for practice. Most of them go for specialization. It is not any different for engineers also. I could see some people in the chat box asking why can't engineers get jobs directly after engineering. The thing is, you can, but unfortunately most of the people will not be able to get, because the industries are looking at something always advanced, right? That is the reason you have to go for specialization. If you are getting a job, well and good, please go join, and all the best for you. And if you
After
don't
this
get,
question, can we
please
get certificate for
go
this?
for some sort of specialization, some professional program like us. Okay, it's a suggestion in the direction of your career, right? Okay, website link is www.nttftrg.com. I am putting it there. So somebody asked for website link. So it is nttftrg.com. Sir, will you give placements after training? if you have followed NTTF's history throughout our timeline, one thing we are consistently known for is our placements. Okay. Also, we are known for our systematic training, but then we are very much known for our placements. That is one thing that people, constantly appreciate. People always come back to us and tell us that they have been very benefited, and we have been instrumental in their careers. Okay. Yeah, there are some people who are asking what is the charges, duration of the course. You will get all this information. We have not kept any information out of the website. Everything is there in the website, right? I cannot be answering each and every question. That is the reason I'm saying this. Please visit our website. You will also understand, is it available in Gannavaram? One person asks, is it? The thing is, Gannavaram NTTF is only diploma courses. Okay, we don't have PG courses in Gannavaram. PG is only in Bangalore. Okay, we have a PG center only in Bangalore. Okay, there is Uma Mahesh talking. Every company needs experienced mechanical engineers, but how can a fresher get experience without a? Yeah, that's the question. That's the question. That's a $1 million question that everybody asks. Unfortunately, you cannot get an answer here. See, that's, some companies are willing to take the chance with freshers, but some companies don't. Okay, that depends upon the nature of the company. That is one thing that you cannot force a company to do. You cannot say, give me a chance. That is, you can be as prepared as possible for them to accept you. That's all you can do from your side. So somebody asked, what is the salary package we get after completion of this course, and what are the companies in which your students got placed? So most of the common companies that get that come here for picking our students are like TVS, Ashok Leyland, L&T. Some things cannot just come just like that. There are so many companies that come and take. These are some of the well-known companies that I can straight away tell you. There are Bajaj Auto, Brakes India, Caterpillar, some Lucas TV, RLE. So these are some of the companies. And what is the salary package? Generally, the most cliched answers for this will be, it all depends upon the whoever is taking the interview. The person who is taking the interview, whatever he performs in the interview, depending upon that, the salary package will be. The highest salary package what we recently had was 8.5 lakh per annum or something like that. That was recent for one of the students. So we don't generally tell that this is the salary package, so come and join, we will give you that job. No, it all depends on how a student is performing in the interview. That, of course, I am sure you can also understand. Sir, in website, it's not showing course details. So please go on the top. There is a postgraduate program. So you have to go there and check our course details. Oh, okay. In student, please go to School of Postgraduate Studies. Yeah, there you will get course details, right? Mr. Krishna, this is for you. So if there are any questions, you can even unmute and talk to me. My name is Prashant. My number is what is given there. I hope this session was useful for you. We just wanted to show a direction of careers in which all your mechanical engineering stream can go in, right? And towards the end, we also mentioned how NTTF could help you. So if you feel that you've benefited from the program, just leave a thank you in the chat box. And if you want to know something else, please call me on the mobile number. You can also write to us at PG School. Okay, PG School, I'm putting it there. PG School at nttf.co.in. Okay, you can write to us on this. Sorry, I'm supposed to send it to everyone.
Yes, sir. Sunil is available now, sir.
Yeah, madam, please ask Mr. Sunil to join.
Yeah, sir. Sorry, actually, I just went for one of
That's okay.
meeting
That's okay, Mrs.
with other managers and all.
No problem, Sunil.
And I would like to say thanks, for giving this opportunity, sir, to excel, to identify the employability of the mechanical engineers, which is there in the market. And I would like to say thanks to Murthy sir for coming forward to conduct the webinar. And really, this may be helpful to the students who are coming from mechanical background. And that's all, for the today's session, sir. And I would, I request the participants to check your email. You will get a feedback link. So those who got, those who fill the feedback, they can get, participation certificates for this webinar. Any questions?
No questions, sir. If the classes will be conducted on Zoom or by live classes, sir, offline classes.
So we don't do online classes. We have the physical campus. This is not a part-time program or anything. It's a full-time postgraduate program. So you have to come to campus. We don't conduct any online sessions.
So under what do we get the certifications under? So like any affiliation?
So of some of our there are 4 programs. One of our program, I think 2 of our programs are certified from 2 different universities saying they're equivalent to ME. Okay, the postgraduate diploma programs are not certified under any of this one, but we are well recognized in industries where people are supposed to go and join and work. Okay, if you go to any mechanical industry, you ask the name of NTTF, they will definitely know. So we are well known amongst industries, but in postgraduate degree programs, we have recognition from 1 or 2 universities that recognize them equivalent to ME. Okay, Anna University is one. I think one is Bangalore University. Yes. Hello. Is that answering your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I mean, the post-graduation degree in product and product design and engineering, will that comes under the recognized university, sir?
Postgraduate, I may have to check and get back to you. Postgraduate degree in tool engineering comes under Anna University. I think the other one comes under Bangalore University. I have to check and get back to you. Okay.
Sure,
maybe you can connect with me on my mobile number. I can forward that detail if you want. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts, you are free to ask. Okay, we have another 2 minutes. I think we'll stop it. Mr. Sunil, it must be getting really late. If it is okay with you, we'll just take another 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. Is it okay, Mr. Sunil?
Yes, sir. Continue. No issue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, students, one thing, నాకు తెలుగు వచ్చు, నేను ఆంధ్ర వాడు, సో మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటే తెలుగులో కూడా మాట్లాడచ్చు, అడగాలనుకుంటే ఏ ప్రశ్న అయినా తెలుగులో కూడా అడగచ్చు.
కోర్స్ డ్యూరేషన్ ఎన్ని నెలలు ఉంటుంది సార్?
పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ డిగ్రీ వచ్చేసేసి 2-year ప్రోగ్రామ్. 2-year ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో 6 months ఒక సెమిస్టర్ ఉంటుంది. సో 3 semesters వచ్చి క్యాంపస్ లో ఉంటారు. 4th semester మీరు ఇండస్ట్రీకి వెళ్ళిపోతారు. సో 4th semester ఇండస్ట్రియల్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ టు కంప్లీట్ దట్ యాజ్ అ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్. మీరు ఇండస్ట్రీకి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి 4th semester లో. సో అది 3+1 semester ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇది. సో 4th semester లోనే మీకు 4th semester బిగినింగ్ లోనే మీకు ప్లేస్మెంట్ అయిపోతుంది. సో అక్కడ నుంచే మీకు ఇంటర్న్షిప్ పేమెంట్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో 4th semester ఎండ్ అయిన తర్వాత మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్స్ ఆ జాబ్స్ అలాగా పర్మనెంట్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగింది క్లియరా? క్వశ్చన్ అడిగింది ఎవరో నాకు సరిగ్గా తెలియదు.
క్లియర్.
ఓకే, హర్షవర్ధన్. ఓకే, ఇంకెవరన్నా? సారీ,
ఎడ్యుకేషన్ 2018 లో అయింది బీటెక్.
ఓకే,
తర్వాత కంటిన్యూ చేయొచ్చా పీజీ కింద?
తప్పకుండా. కానీ మీరు ఎక్కడైనా వర్క్ చేశారా?
6 months చేశాను సార్.
వెరీ గుడ్. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రస్తుతానికి జాబ్ ఉందా లేదా?
లేదు సార్, రాదు.
సో యూ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ. ఇప్పుడు చేయొచ్చు మీరు కావాలనుకుంటే.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, యు ఆర్ ఎలిజిబుల్. గైస్, ఐ థింక్ టైం అవుతుంది. ఇంకా అలాగే వెయిట్ చేస్తుంటే ఇంకా కొంచెం టైం అయిపోతుంది. సో సునీల్ గారు, మీరు ఐ థింక్ యూ కెన్ స్టాప్. మీరు ర్యాప్ చేసేయండి, పర్లేదు. ఐ థింక్ ఎవరు క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏం అడగట్లేదు.
Okay. I think no questions from the participants.
How to enroll in websites, sir?
How to enroll in website? Okay, I am putting my number here.
Mr. Krishna, you can contact personally to sir. Sir will explain the procedure and
Correct.
you know the
I'm putting my
registration
number
process
here.
and all. You can note it down a number and you'll call back after the meeting.
Please
So
call
apart
me
from
on this number.
apart from any other any other questions apart from these, we'll close the session very soon.
సో నా నంబర్ చాట్ బాక్స్ లో ఉంది. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్, మీకు అవసరం అయితే కనుక ప్లీజ్ పిక్ ఇట్ అప్ ఫ్రమ్ దేర్. అక్కడ నుంచి తీసుకోండి, సేవ్ చేసుకోండి. నా పేరు ప్రశాంత్. యూ కెన్ కాల్ మీ. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడైనా మాట్లాడచ్చు. థ్యాంక్ యూ మిస్టర్ సునీల్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ గివింగ్ us this opportunity. మీరు కంటిన్యూ చేయండి. యూ కెన్ ర్యాప్ ఇట్ అప్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all the participants. You please fill the feedback once you will get an email. Okay, bye. So I'm closing the session. Any questions, you please contact to Prashant. He'll be the he'll guide how to register and every other details. Okay, thank you all.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you.